Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress TV for our ETF2L Winter Showdown 6v6 Premiership Division Week 4 match between tf2easy and 4th Fence. My name is Lucky, and tonight I'm joined by JMaxchill on production and Dave as my co-cast. How's it going, pal?
Doing well. Looking forward to this game. Should definitely be an interesting one because we've got two teams who, so far this season, done pretty well. tf2easy have done about as well as you expect. I don't think they've dropped any points yet. You wouldn't expect them to. It's only really witness that they'd be maybe second favourites against. But we look at the Frenchies. They've had a solid start to the season, but definitely those 3 points dropped against Natty Newt will be ones that could come back to bite them when it gets down to the playoff stages.
Yeah, they got Newted. Unfortunately for them, they had their ankles broken against the Newts. But 4th Fence, I think this is their time to show how they kind of stand up against these top two teams. You know, when you're going to play against Witness or tf2easy, it's a very different ball game to fighting against the rest of the pack in Premiership Division. So I was actually really excited for this game. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to see how, since, Wan's been effectively just shit-talking them the whole time, how QB and Alien face up against Morale and Yeehaw, just so we can see if Wan is correct or completely wrong, because that's what I live for at this point in time. But to run down the rosters for you, ladies and gentlemen, while we're talking about it, on the side of 4th Fence, we have QB, Alien, Rons, Brugman, Deli, and Patchouli. Opinions on this roster, Dave?
I think it's a very strong individually roster. I don't think they're quite playing as cohesive as they could be. There's definitely a lot of talent there. They've got to. I think the big thing for them is like making the kind of Delhi demo man that's come in work for them, because at the moment he's just a little bit too aggressive compared to the rest of the combo. And I mean, I think we've got the stats coming up, but you can just look at the stats based on the last season or so. Delhi's deaths as a demo man is like crazy compared to most of the others in the league, and that's just kind of indicative of how aggressive he is and how the top teams especially are able to punish an aggressive demo man like that. But if you can make that work for your team, it can be very, very powerful.
Yeah, I was wrong, by the way. I said Patchouli. I mean Juxta. My brain is apparently gigalag. But Juxta's been playing pretty well. I think he's sort of formed into the team nicely, and he's been kind of climbing up the ranks and stuff, and now he's sitting in the top dogs in Prem. It was like 2 seasons ago that he joined Prem, I think it was now. But yeah, he's definitely doing a good one. But Deli is, Deli, he usually nicknames himself Deli Superstar. You seen that? Because he feels like
carry.
Or the carry. Yeah, he does carry sometimes. But it's sometimes, like you said, his death's pretty high. He plays really aggressive, but, it's kind of one of these things that you got to look out for in the game. They can catch him overextending. A very experienced team will just bomb onto his face and eat him for breakfast. But, luckily he's got Rons on his team, so the Raccoon Man himself. Yeah, let's see how they're going to do. But the team that's looking to exploit Delhi's overextension is tf2easy, so we're going to run down that roster for you. You've got Marl Alexi, Yeehaw, Nubby, Josh, Nasboy, and June as the team. And these guys are the people who are... they're looking to get some silverware this season. Maybe just a little bit of gold. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a very strong roster. They've got kind of the core that they've had for a while. A couple of switches out in New York for Ghazi. It's pretty much a side grade, I would say. Some people have said upgrade, some people have said downgrade. I think, at its best, Yeehaw perhaps offers a little bit more in terms of just straight kind of aim potential, but also Ghazi had some gimmicks, some ideas that no one else really brought to the scene. So Yeehaw a very, very good player. I think we call him Nicky now, right? But
Yes.
Yeah, very, very powerful player, and I think Gullywash is perfectly suited to his play style. We're going to see on this second point, he can get behind pretty much constantly, and that's going to be a very, very big thorn in for Fence's side, I think.
Yeah, indeed. Speaking about the maps that we've got for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be witnessing Gullywash and Reckoner as our 2 maps in the picks and bans. So Gullywash is a tf2easy map, and Reckoner is a 4th Fence map. Of course, the Frenchies are picking Reckoner because they've been playing it since the dawn of time versus the rest of everyone else, because they've been playing it in French pugs, French mixes, everything else. They've been testing them out for a very long time, so they feel very, very comfortable in Reckoner. So if there is a map that they're going to beat tf2easy on, it's going to be Reckoner. So we're going to see how they can do on that. But Gullywash, oh god, I have no idea, man. It's going to be a toss-up. But Nubby's bombs on the maps we've seen previously of them playing Gullywash, absolutely destructive. He gets to mid so fast.
Yeah, he's one of the ones who does that really, really fast kind of jump for main mid where you can get through the drop down instantly. But there's also the potential he doesn't do that, and he just waits under and does like a more standard bomb, or even goes for a double bomb. And you can never really be sure what Nubby's going to do, but if you're not ready for it, it's going to be super impactful. I mean, the Frenchies themselves, I expect them to do a more classic, just kind of synchronized double bomb, and both those soldiers are very, very powerful gamers, so they can do stuff on their own end, but I think it's probably going to come down to how smartly Delhi plays the mid fights against Nubby. I don't want to see him getting baited in. We know he likes to be aggressive. We know he backs himself, but you have to trust yourself, but know your limits as well. And Nubby is such a threat that if you're just going to die instantly every mid, the French is going to lose, I'm afraid.
Yeah, in before, by the way, that Delhi just whips out the lock and load and two pipes him. Just from the choke into big door and the lock and load, the pain of everyone's existence at the moment. That weapon needs to be banned. Get that out of my game. But yeah, speaking about other things as well on that we've got Josh, the Major himself. He's going to be doing the main calling, but I feel like when we were talking about it in the pregame a little bit, in terms of soldiers, you've got Rons and Brugman on the side of 4 fence. Now, Rons is apparently playing pocket. I don't believe it for a second, since he looks like he plays Roma every single time that I see him.
Is he playing pocket?
Is he playing pocket, or is it Brugman?
I think Rons is officially playing Roma for the first time.
Wow.
However, you would never know from the last few seasons, because he played pocket, but he was such a playmaker. He was always going through the flank. He was always getting forces, getting drops on the medics, that you would never officially have called him a pocket in the past. The only difference is that he'd have like 3% more heals on the logs. That's the only way you'd be able to tell.
And apparently, according to Demol, he's the French president Demol. It's the second time that he has played Roma. So yeah, he is roaming. But Brugman also is like, he's pretty loose, I think, as well. Like their soldiers, they like to play together a lot, especially on mid fights. You see them doing a lot of these coordinated bombs and stuff, and they're just a very, very powerful soldier combo. And I'm excited to sort of see how they do, if they're going to keep this roster together going forwards or what have you going through the seasons. But the more you stick this roster together, I think the better they can do going up the tables and could actually really contest some of these teams. So see how they do. But TF2Easy, there's one thing that we have to talk about whenever we're talking about TF2Easy is we have got all top players in the servers. Do you reckon TF2Easy, this iteration, can take it to witness and stop them from getting gold this season?
I think they're starting to heat up. At the moment, I'd definitely still put them a little bit behind. But last week I saw them play. It wasn't the cleanest game against Natty Nude. They didn't destroy them. They didn't roll them. But the thing that stood out to me especially was that the last pushes on process were just so clean, so sophisticated and slick that they just looked like they would never fail a last push. And that can only stand you in good stead, because at the moment they're not finding that many forces and not finding that many opportunities. But if you're converting every last push, you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. But talking about Gullywash real quick, some of the mid fights that we've seen, for those of you that aren't aware of how Gullywash is mega played that often, but we've had a lot of Nubby bombing in fast, soldiers going in fast, and the opposite end of it as well has been a lot of bombing into elbow, catching the med as early as you can, and then you just play from there, defending your own medic from your own side. We don't see that many right side mids, I will say. Like, that's kind of been something that is lacked from Prem, I feel like.
Yeah, it's kind of rare these days. I'd like to see it, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen it for years. It would be a nice change up, but I don't expect to see it today.
Yeah, no floor mids either as well. Those went out of fashion. They were like in for one season and then gone again.
I've definitely seen those, but mostly in kind of low mixes, I'm afraid.
when they don't hit the rollout, like, just play the floor, give up completely. Yeah, it's just the normal. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have got all 12 on the server. Any quick predictions you want to throw out there before we get started?
Oh, I'm going to say a few rounds each, but this first map probably 5-1 to TF2Easy.
Fantastic. Well, we are now going live, ladies and gentlemen, so it's a false start, never mind. We're not going live. We're going live in 30, guys. I lied to all of you. I'm sorry. I apologise. You can vote in chat though if you want to predict who you think is going to win. What does the chat say?
The chat is mainly Dumble just shit talking everyone.
Ah, okay.
Which is how it's gone, like, for most of TF2V, to be honest.
Just Demol talking about it. Anyway, we're going live now, ladies and gentlemen. I lied to all of you, so if you just joined us, welcome to our Win Showdown. Week number 4 game between tf2easy and 4Fence, and we're on Gullywash. We're heading to the first mid. I'm going to follow Nasboy all the way in, see what he does in this very first mid. He's all the way in, nice and fast, ends up in the choke, picks up that pack, and now going to move forwards here. Ron's the fast one, but Nubby even faster, kills off Deli instantaneously. We talked about it before, but one soldier up, drop down. They don't really care about him because now he's just stuck in a corner, fighting against 2 scouts, and he is absolutely deceased. But in the meantime, though, June did go down.
Yeah, good stuff to pick up, June. I thought it was just going to be a complete disaster from the mid, but as I say, nice frag onto the medic, does give an opportunity. They're just playing nice and safe up top, building up, waiting for a couple of their spawners here, the 4Fence boys, and they'll be looking to push it to mid with this advantage. Just spamming, getting some information, peeking in. They can see they're holding quite far back here. Both the soldiers are fairly close, so they're just going to pop them straight in here on Deli. Alien's funny. Bruceman might actually catch both of the soldiers trying to jump out the big door, and they're going to go for a big wrap here, lucky.
Oh, this could be disastrous. They're onto June once again. They find the rockets, but June with a nice little surf to get the second soldier in. He goes in, Bruceman. He does find the rockets in the end. He gets the kill onto the medic, and Juxta still alive in big door. Nicky, the last man standing on 23 health, going to run in towards mid. Take a 1v1 with a forward spawn headshot to Juxta from Nubby. And that is going to turn things right around now for the side of tf2easy. It was looking very dire from that.
Yeah, that was almost a guaranteed round, but big play with the sniper class. Just peeking out, instantly taking the medic out. And there we go. I mean, you say it slows stuff down, but they are probably still going to be able to hold on to second. There's going to be an attempt to push out with this heal advantage, but Jux is already up in the choke point, so as you can see, tf2easy just going right back to last. It's going to settle down a little bit of ad for June, but not enough to push out with, I don't think.
Yeah, they're just going to be defending this one. And now we get to see how well the Frenchies can push. I mean, they're going to start building up the supercharge, and Ron's going to start spamming this gun very early. Because they're building this Uber, they've not got a pyro out. Usually you would see the soldier building on stick while they have a pyro on the other scout, but not the case. Josh does not want to build on stick whatsoever. He wants to go hold some doors. And now we're out up on that pyro. They're going to move that sentry gun. Not any pressure so far from 4Fence. They're just getting set up and buffed and getting ready to move.
Yeah, we're going to see the morale pyro as well, which obviously we're used to Gazzy being that class, but he's the one reliably just reflected all the spam that he can. They're trying to spam it from a couple of different angles, which is what you want to do. There's, I think there's a cannon.
Oh, sewer rats are in. They're onto the point. Nubby goes down. They clean up the sentry gun. They've got one player, which is Bruceman, weak in water. He gets a bow, so he's going to be fine. And he's going to go straight... Oh, no. Yep, he's jumping over the med. He lands on his face and gets tons of damage down, but does not get the force. June holds onto it.
Oh, that was risky. Always dangerous in Gullywash if you don't quite hit that surf right, and you just kind of popped up in the air like that, but Deli couldn't quite follow up, was definitely trying. And now the bomber to Juxta actually is going to get the force out of Nubby and landing on him very, very nicely. And I don't think they're going to get too much with this Uber either. Or they get Nasboy somehow.
Oh, an alien. He's a rodent. He's on point. He's going to get the cap as well. There's nothing they can do against it. They pop out the Uber. That's +1 for June on the logs, but unfortunately not going to be a +1 on the round.
I would like to analyse that, but all I can say is that was a bit of a disaster overall. It looked like a really, really nice force from Nubby, but Deli just ends up killing Nasboy, doing the Uber magically at long range, and then walks on the point, no one there to block.
So we've got bombs coming in here. We have got Bruceman up on the lamp. He's going to go for a rebomb. Bombs all the way back around. Bronze is in through drop down. Goes on towards the right-hand side, but can't find anyone. Nasboy's super weak in elbow. June has not managed to climb, and this is just going to be a straight-up leave. Josh has been caught in. He goes down. Bruceman picks up that frag, and now, down 3, they're going to start chasing back in towards second. This is looking really good for 4Fence.
Yeah, very, very clean. Just scouts eating their opponents for breakfast, and as you say, big opportunity now. June has been able to get out of there. Will get Ubo in time, no one there to chase. Not enough for momentum to utilise a slight angle. They did motion build up on mid, but as we said, they'll be very, very happy. 1-0 up and now getting this fourth cap in as well. They're in a very, very nice position here for offense.
They're just going to be peeking the shutter door, see what they can do here. Nicky has managed to build that sentry gun now. It's going to be watching main, by the looks of things. QB gets pinged down by a couple of bullets coming out from the sentry. Reflex come out. They save the gun's life, and the only issue that they've got now is that no one is really in a position to make a counter-sack happen, so they're just going to get buffed up and see what they can do here. Kind of poking around just a bit. Forfent's going to get buffed up, start moving back in towards lobby. QB's on a respawner, so we're going to see what QB is going to do here. He usually likes to go spy, but if he's going to off-class at all, but it's not opting for it. He's going to stick to the scout class and head on back over to meet the rest of his team. Now we're going to see if they're going to do what they did before, which is just send a rat into water in the little sewer, and then we're going to see if he can be exterminated.
I'm a little bit surprised QB not picking up the sniper, because so far this season he's been hitting everything with that class. He's been hitting every headshot available to him, and for him not to go with that, a little bit strange. It can be a little bit harder on Gullywash, a little bit different, but they're playing the point now. Alien and Bridgman just providing some nuisance. The spam is coming in towards June and the gun as well. They do pick up the gun, but they do lose runs for it, so they're probably back out, but those two under are possibly going to get caught as well. Nazboy is there. Alien's still under, trying to find some kind of exit, but there's... Oh, he sneaks past Stickies.
How does he slip out of that one without taking a single point of damage there? Alien, very slippy, coming out of water, but Morale did a great job just defending that point as well, not letting anyone get past him, and now he's going to get back to spawn, catch a resup, head back to his med, just rinse and repeat. And but once again, same thing, they lose Nubby, they can't do a counter-sack, so they're not really getting these opportunities off the back of Forfents trying to do their thing to really do anything aggressive.
Yeah, I don't expect to see too many pushes out from Gullywash latter unless you have full wipes. Alien does go down underneath, Butcher's still there. He's going to get picked off. So 2 pigs gives them more opportunity to push out. But there's still, they've got that 2.5 minutes left to just hold if they do opt to just stay on last. And that looks like what they're going to do, although they do at least have morale on Sniper.
Ooh. Does want a bit damage onto Delhi. But there's stickies all over this. They're carpeted into river, so if Soldier tries to skip bomb down it, he's going to eat a ton of damage getting in there, so Delhi very wise to it. Just going to sticky that up, and not really going to do too much of it. QB himself has now opted for the sniper. They've realised that this is the state of the game, that they can take their time with this one, so he's going to start peeking through main. See if he can find anything with swinging this corner. Nothing is currently holding this angle, but Nicky might just slip out into it. Alien does go down in the meantime. Nasboy finding the stickies there, but QB swinging around. Finds the Soldier, gets a body shot, but not going to be too much else. The Soldier's going to try and run him down. Nubby does feed through main, and now this is an opportunity for TF4 Fence even to get something done, but Ron's on 1 HP, QB on very low health too. It's going to take some time to heal up.
Yeah, they've got to just heal up in lobby at the moment. There's stickies kind of everywhere, just defending the team. They're setting the battle lines out. They're going to take QB now to go for that hero shot. He did see some stuff. He doesn't really see June the medic crouching behind all the pipes with the big vertical barrier as well. They're going to try and play the point, get a lot of cap time, but as you say, lose Nelly as well. Alien's on it though. They're chucking in runs as well, but they all just feed to the sentry gun.
Yeah, the sentry gun rocket there doing most of the work. It flew in and blew 2 of them up, so whatever for the sentry gun, I guess. But looks like they have got 2 currently alive, being Juxta and QB. QB up on the sniper, so they're going to just move out, and they're kind of looking at second. They're not really doing anything with it, though. They have still got the super, but I wonder if they just want to let the round reset, and that seems to be the case, because they could have quite easily got onto second and done anything with that, but now they're just back to last, and they've lost their sentry gun. This one may have been a bit of an oversight, because now there's an opportunity for them to sack with no sentry gun currently alive.
Yeah, it's different. Oh my god, the Uber's actually going to come straight in. As we just say, 30 seconds left. They're going to trade Uber. It's going to be a much, much longer Uber here for TF2Easy. They can get that 1 chase kill onto Alien. They get Juxta as well. Bridgman goes down, and Roger's the only survivor, so it's going to be 16 seconds. They could either... Actually, they have an opportunity to push out, but they do have to be aware that's boy's going to get caught by Ron, so they could either stack the cap now or pull it back, because that advantage means they have the choice, but it looks like they're just going to wait for the reset.
Yeah, there's the reset coming in. I mean, you know, plenty of opportunities for them to push out, but definitely opting for the reset there. But pretty strange, I think. Since you have an advantage, you can kind of, you know, take second for free there because you have loads of player advantage, and then use the Uber advantage to get into mid, and then you can maybe push second with a small ad. But they decide to not do any of that, and instead, you know, just go back to another mid-fight. That's exactly what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. Heading over, we have got, once again, a bomb coming in. Josh going in, Nubby doing a fade bomb. Bomb comes in from Brugeman. Nubby going down pretty much immediately. Ron's in big door. He's chasing June out of the mid-fight once again. And Morale just trying to retreat. Nasboy gets cleaned up. Morale gets cleaned up. Rons does eventually go down. In the meantime, Brugeman's going to be pushing into choke onto Josh. The Major himself is going to jump all the way back in through top, pick up that pack, and go back to last. And tf2easy are back where they were about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I have to say that Nikki did an excellent job defending June there, because I thought June was completely done for. There was Ron's directly on her and another player chasing, but Igor rebuffed them both, and as I say, keeps that Uber in hand now for tf2easy, and we're back to where we were a few minutes ago, but at least they kept June alive.
Nasboy goes down again. He does pick up QB and Alien, though, with the flamethrower, and Nubby managing to get that frag as well. So, oh, the shotgun comes out as well from the engineer. They kill up Deli as well. Now they should not hold last here. This is a push out. You've got tons of time remaining. Surely, 4 down for the side of 4 fence. They're going to start pushing in here. They are going to get players in this choke just to ping this soldier away. Receives an arrow. Bruceman going to jump back in towards the choke. They're trying to get onto Juxta, but he does not get force whatsoever. Nubby goes down, and this feed could cost them because now they're down 2, and they're going to have to probably take a trade here. The Uber does come out, and Nasboy receives a bit of damage, but this blue team are starting to flood into second, but Bruceman gets cleaned up nicely. Morale on the high ground, and this red Uber is lasting slightly longer. Alien is just going to push directly into them here. They're kind of caught in a corner. A nice serve from June goes all the way back down to the low ground. Deli back in the fight once again, but he's super weak. Does find the pipe to get the kill onto Josh, trying to bomb up into his face. Nasboy going to get caught on the shutter door. He goes down, and now it's an absolute disaster for tf2easy.
Great team fight by 4 fence. They just knew they were committed to playing together, and now they're chasing it into last as well. Alien is trying to pressure down onto Nikki. June is quite low as well, but the damage is spread out. QB finds that crucial frag. He gets Morale as well. Deli on the point does get airshot by Josh, but Brugeman is coming in. The arrow kill on Josh from Juxta, and they cap it out for 2-0.
You know what this means, right? It's not. You know what this means. We can give so much shit to Wandom after this. Like, oh my god, can you imagine? He's going to be so angry. 2-0 is the current scoreline, and we're heading to another mid. I'm going to see what they want to do here. Nubby's fast bombs have not really been coming out, and that's what you kind of expect and how they carry on Gullywash mid, but he's just not getting there. He's going to go to drop down this time around. Ron's going to do the same thing. Got Bruceman going in for a high bomb. He's going to be just fake bombing all the way around. And Ron's bombing up now into the medic. They start running these players across, Aliens across the mid, on towards June. They kill off Morale as well. Nasboy is caught all alone. Nicky is in big door as well. He's not doing anything at all, but they do manage to find Juxta. Josh is going to jump back up in towards his own choke, get that health back, and start retreating out of this mid fight. But once again, another mid win for the side of 4 fence.
Yeah, it's a case of 4 fence just playing together, blobbing up as we saw in the last round as well, and it was a little bit scattered by tf2easy. They did converge, they did combine Nikki and Nubby that flank to take out Juxta, but the key thing was the high ground position was held by 4 fence. Just a wall of players were able to completely dominate the mid fight, and you know, they don't have an advantage, but they do have mid, and now they're looking to push into second as well.
Yeah, they've got a Nubby currently, but they're looking like they're going to just run in here. Junior's super weak behind. Rock does get caught by the sticky. Deli just pings it over the top and finds the kill. Now Juxta is having to retreat back out. Luckily he does have a QB. Nubby was in behind, but he cannot find them, unfortunately. He goes through the wrong doorway and does manage to get the cleanup. But they will manage to get this mid back, and let's see if they can block many spawners. Looks like they're only going to block 2 here, as times 5 on that capture. Junior's going to get the forward spawn, and now we're back to probably another mid fight. But Juxta, 25% to go until they have advantage.
Yeah, keeping that advantage is pretty huge now. Means they can give up that mid cap, keep the medic alive, and now push in as well. But that advantage isn't going to count for anything because Nubby gets a snipe.
Always count on Nubby to find those little clutch plays, but Alien's going to be running here. Does get caught by Nasboy, who finds 2 there as he gets Ron's as well, just pinging stickies from Big Door, doing so much damage on this map. But now this is going to be a good time for tf2easy to get a riposte and head in towards second, and this is looking great for them because now they've got an Uber advantage and they're staring down last. The only downside that they've got is they have Uber advantage and a sniper.
Yeah, but that was such just nice sticky positioning from Nazboy Imagine to cut off both of the places he was likely to get threatened from with his stickies, and fighting the double trapco was really, really nice. Super, super important as well, because he knew all the Frenchies were going to flood in with the medic down and just played it perfectly on the defense.
Here we are, Brad, and they're going to look like they're going to stack up the river. They just use straight through the doorway. Nicky's going to run into water, but it's just going to come across two players and get deleted immediately. They get the Uber all the way across the point onto King Deli. He's dead. Brugeman behind the point. June with the head out does manage to finish him off. And now the point is pretty much clear for the capture as they got soldiers slightly defending morale against the edge of this point. He goes super low and just get cleaned up in the end, but the kills coming from Josh. The 1 times on the cap is going to secure it. The Major finishes out the round.
Yeah, you said the sniper was going to be a disadvantage. They didn't do too much, but it did get that crucial medic frag at the end. It would have been ropey otherwise, but just about enough of an impact. And there we go. It's mainly due to Josh playing that great position from Sneaky, but converted it either way.
Indeed, Nubby going in for a fast one. Good damage onto Deli. Now, he's not going to have a pack for so long. Juxta can't climb because Nubby has just deleted him from the server. Nubby eventually does get cleaned up in the choke, though, and they are going to lose too. Nicky down, but there's so much damage spread across the full fence team. If they can clean up anyone, is good, but they don't, and Josh goes down on the low ground. Morale's getting chased out big door. He's probably going to get cleaned up as well. They're desperately trying to find it. Does get an arrow from June and escapes out of the mid, so they're going to leave this with Nasboy and Morale, but another mid win for full fence, really coming out on top here.
Yeah, they just look like a ravenous pack of wolves. They're so mobile and so aggressive and so hungry together. They just very, very impressive stuff by Full Fence. Just perfectly playing the mid fights, using the mobility of all their classes to its fullest potential. And at the moment, TF2Easy, they look like they need some other options because separating the flank is not working for them. The Frenchies are just too attuned to it.
Yeah, the Frenchies, they've just got that team coordination completely on lock. Maybe it's the French language. Maybe that's the special sauce, but they get the second capture through and they're going to start getting buffed up on the side of Full Fence, looking like what they want to do. Alien, once again, his signature maneuver, just run into water and just really annoy that player, but just gets directed in the face by Nubby. He says, absolutely not, sir. Just puts him in the respawn queue for the next 16 seconds.
Yeah, decent run by Josh as well into lobby, and that means they're not going to fancy anything of that. Just a 1 down, but they're going to have to completely vacate the lobby, completely back up to the second, play the high ground. Now they can come back up, they know there's no threat pushing out. Pyro and Engineer makes it very, very difficult for the defending team to push out, so at the moment, 1 pick isn't too much to work with either. So we're just going to settle down and have another opportunity here for the Frenchies to try and break stuff open, but again, no gimmicks, no off classes, and switchment ties.
Very, very interesting death. Just sticks in water, classic stuff. Just gets popped up in the air and craters. Very sad. Oh, what can you do? But he's just going to respawn and come back because once again, we do have TF2Easy not counter-sacking whatsoever. They do not want to push out of last against Full Fence. I don't know what it is. They don't want to even sack. They don't want to risk any players, but it's a very interesting strategy that they're going with. But I guess as soon as you lose one, it just opens up one doorway because there's so many places to pressure from on Gullywash, so I can see kind of why they don't want to sack anyone, but Delian really aggressive here, just peeking all the way in deep, and these two rodents have gone back into water.
Yeah, they're going to have to deal with Assault on the Rim and Stickies on the point, but they are probing. They are frying Alien on the point now. Does get cleaned up pretty quickly as well, and Ron's getting picked up as well. Brugman does escape. That's pretty damn important. There's just 2 down and they can back up, and probably not going to push out TF2Easy. Had they got the 3rd frag, that would have definitely changed things.
Yeah, they're just opting to sit back on their classes and relax. They don't want to do anything. They're having a vacation on Gullywash last. I gotta say, this is one of the most convincing last odds I've seen on Gullywash, to be honest. Like, usually there's a pressure cooker that happens and eventually it bends until it breaks, but TF2Easy doing a really good job of just aggressively holding this, and Alien once again going down and just delays Full Fence just a few minutes longer. It's just going to drag that clock down to another round reset by the likes of things.
Yeah, we're about halfway through in terms of going towards the round reset. We're just over 10 minutes left in the game as well, so they definitely have the opportunity here TF2Easy to just reset it and go for another mid-fight. But the mid-fights haven't been going too well for them. But I think Full Fence at the moment, they're just doing a great job of not only they're not doing a great job of breaking this hold, but the important thing is they're not wiping on last. They're not giving an opportunity really for tf2easy to push out for free with advantage. So it means just off winning the mid-fight, they've effectively ticked down over 5 minutes of time.
Once again, doing the same thing, just playing with Nubby, just running into water, poking his head up. Nubby spots him, he's like, yeah, I'm putting a rocket right between your eyeballs, and puts him in the respawn queue once again. But yeah, just rinse and repeat. They're going to continue to do the same thing. There's no off classes coming out for full fence, nothing special going to happen, and it's getting to the point where they're just going to do the same thing they did before. Just panic and trade Ubers. Okay. Never mind. We have Alien on Pyro. It's happening.
Oh God,
they're doing it.
The hot water.
Careful, guys. It's the kettle. They're heading into river.
Yeah.
Yep, so what happens for those that don't know, the Pyro goes into water, they get Ubered, they air blast everyone off the point. And here they go, they're running it, and they both die to stickies. Ah, no, and Juxta, he's holds it. Oh my God, I can't believe he doesn't use that Uber, that's insane. Nice sticky trap there from Nasboy, very, very nice.
Yeah, he definitely predicted the Pyro coming up, but either way, he wasn't going to let anyone into water. No hot water nonsense in Prime, I'm afraid. Seen it work in earlier weeks, but if you walk into stickers, it's not going to work. But it does mean, again, we're into a reset. Alien is actually going for exactly the same thing, and this time there are no stickers underneath.
Yep, he knows they're not there this time, and no one's placed in this. Emperor's Marine, Juxta jumps into the... Oh, he's on 1 HP! He holds the Uber on 1. He has the biggest balls out of any player I've ever seen. He pops out the Uber charge, goes start trying to air blast, but the counter to Pyro is just Pyro, and they're just air blasting each other across the point. Everyone's panicking. Luckily, the sentry has been destroyed. They did get the heavy up, but now they've got 4 fence members just sat in water. They're going to blow them away. They're on the point. They get the count. That's absolutely insane.
I have to say, Morale knew how to play that perfectly, how to defend it perfectly, but June was not ready. Dropping down to the low ground and staying on the low ground when the Uber comes off, not ideal for the medic. And as you say, great pressure in by the rest of the French team, and conversion now 3-1 up.
Yeah, Frenchie's doing really, really well in this official. Let's see if they can keep it up here. But Nubby going in, he's going in for a very fast bomb. Gets pinged away by Kiwi. First player to fall here is Alien. So tf2easy for the first time on the offense. But looks like full fence, they're just going to leave this one. Bruceman's too weak in elbow. They know he's there, and he should probably just kill bind at this point. His death is going to be super delayed, and there he goes. And he's now in the respawn queue for 18 seconds. So going to open up things now towards second. They're going to cap up mid and head on over.
The opportunity here for tf2easy to finally get up their last for the first time in what seems like a long time. I guess they did have that last round, but even that last round was kind of a quickish kind of conversion. But here they have kind of no advantage, but we're going to see if they have a little bit more in terms of ideas, in terms of breaking this hold. Slightly different, the centre gets slightly further back at the moment, but we're already seeing people going under for tf2easy.
Yeah, they got Bruceman, he's the Rim Reaper this game. Nicky goes down to a sticky trap straight away, and Nubby is going to try and lead through water. Bruceman says absolutely not, and just directed lovely, lovely rocket coming up from him there. And they're just going to clear out water, make sure no one else is in there, and then start looking for what they want to do here. And looks like they're going to opt for the same thing. They get 2 picks and park the bus.
Yeah, and it definitely isn't going to work against them. 4:20 on the round timer and 6:40 on the overall timer, so there would be an opportunity for one more round if we do get a reset here, but one more round wouldn't be enough for tf2easy, so absolutely no reason really for full fence to push out.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like both of these teams have been coached by Cadus, just sit last, chill out, don't need to do anything, just relax, play sluggish. Bruceman, he's going back on the rim. He's going to see Nubby try and pop his head up through water and start taking that 1v1. Nubby just goes down in water. Josh gets burnt to a crisp. He goes down too, so that's 2 picks for the side of full fence. Now, once again, no counter sacks, no nothing, just relax.
That was the ultimate, just no F skip and waddle by Josh.
Yeah.
Just walks in, tries. He thought he was invisible. He was actually playing soldier and wasn't invisible. The pyro just put him down. Tried to fire some upwards rockets and nearly got a bit of damage, but overall, don't think that attempt at a stack is going to work if you're spotted that quickly. But yeah, a couple more opportunities here for tf2easy to break this hold open, and they're going to need something very, very soon.
Yeah, the one big counter to this is not to do what Josh and Nubby are doing, which is jump through catwalk, because they get cleaned up immediately. One of the counters that I have seen that seems to work most frequently is the waddle through main and jump over the sentry gun tactic.
Yeah, Josh didn't feel the need to jump though. He just doesn't operate that way.
No, he doesn't operate that way. He's the major, do you know? He just shoots up and the enemies die. That's how he functions. But yeah, just you know, we're not seeing any like variation. You know, like they're not even trying anything different, anything new. They've not gone for any off classes. 2 minutes 30 remaining, and still the same thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised not seeing any W sniper. I don't see any gimmicks at all, so they're just going to try and pressure in. Again, Yeehor, thinking the one going under. They're trying to just spam from the river area, but there's so many stickies. They're getting counter spam because Deli can just put those stickies up all day, and now there's no escape for Yeehor, no escape for Nubby either. Morale trying to run in, trying to make stuff happen. They actually get a pick on the Bridgman, which could be kind of nice, but QB going roaming with the pyro. There's a lot of cat time actually. Yeehor kills Rod to get to the cat.
Just slips onto it. I guess that's just the way you just push water over and over and over again until it breaks, you know. They give a nice pyro there from Nasboy, and that's going to be 3-2. Now, tf2easy have responded, so let's see if we can keep it going, Dave. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see, but that was a very, very nice play because they saw the pyros out of position and utilised it.
Looks like we've got another fire current. Ron's going to be the first one for QB going down as well. It's looking great for tf2easy so far, and they are going to start heading in through Big Door very, very quickly. Nasboy is already trying to cut them off, and they do manage to find Deli in the choke point. They're going to run in as well. They get the med as well. They clean up everyone. June is alive and well as well. Brugeman cannot get anything done here. He's trying to peek the shutter door. Does get damage onto Nas, but that's going to be it. So it's another advantage here for tf2easy.
Huge stuff. They needed it. They needed to clutch up, and they just came out roaring that mid-fight. Just great stuff, chasing forward, getting the advantage as well. And now 100% to push into last. They do lose Nubby before. I don't think they're going to wait that full 15 seconds for Nubby respawn. They're probably going to want to go, but they're allowing that sentry gun to go up to level 3, I'm afraid.
Yep, looks like they are going to wait for this Nubby. They do have time to do so, but the longer that they wait, the more uber charge that Juxter is going to get. But luckily they're not building this too well. They are just kind of sitting back and buffing up players a little bit. So up to 75% now, they pop out the super straight away on towards the sentry gun. They don't manage to take it down. They just start replaying the point pretty much immediately and killing everyone on walls. They leave the gun to its own devices. But looks like Juxter to 95%. 1 times cap coming down, and morale is currently dead. They use out the uber on the point. Looks like that push has kind of been thwarted, but only for the time being, as the repush could come in. Nikki is just spotting out. The gun does get cleaned up though. The gun, they managed to swap off though. They're swapping off the gun and they just walk in for free and they cap it. I think big mistakes were made.
Not great stuff by Forfeits at all. They weren't aware of where the players were. Just one soldier going in sneaky again, caught them by surprise. They thought there was a lot more cap job than there was because they just stood on point, and on point is the easiest place for you to get shot on this last point, and they were very, very harshly punished.
Indeed, and now we've got another mid-fire occurring, but Brugeman is in, and he's going to do for a bit of a fate bomb here. And jumping back is Nubby. I've got Ron, who's managed to go on and drop down. Does get pinged away though as he gets spotted by Morale. He's going onto the floor, does manage to get the kill to Nikki. Bombs up now into Morale's face, gets absolutely destroyed by Morale. Juxter down on the low ground is going to eventually get cleaned up an elbow by Morale, does do so, and June has managed to survive this mid-fight and is running away currently with 56% Uber. Now that advantage could be everything here.
Could be everything, but the timer is against them. There's just over a minute left, so you know, with that mid-cap coming in by Forfeits, it's going to be time against tf2easy in terms of if they want to go to last and use this advantage to convert it. They're going to have to take 3 points with it, which is going to be very, very difficult. They're going to need to get their move on very, very soon.
Yeah, looks like they are looking at choke here, and they don't really want to have to use it through this doorway, but the soldiers are holding it so close. They've got a soldier bombing in through drop down. He goes in very deep. Ronz is going to get shot into a corner. He does receive an arrow, though, so he's alive and well, and they drop morale from the Uber, and they do eventually have to use it out here. Ronz going down, but Brugman, he's in the back line, and he's just going to be trying to retreat up into towards River. Now, this is actually looking bad for tf2easy. They've got to try and convert this round in the next 30 seconds and not lose. Deli's desperately trying to poke this choke point, but not really going to be able to do much. Brugman going in for a nice little bomb through choke, and they've got QB in through the flank as well, so the choke is currently left unguarded. They'll be in through drop down, jumps up into their face, gets onto the alien. He gets kind of knocked back into the choke, but not a lot really happening, and it looks like an Uber comes out, but that's going to be it, Dave. It's going to a golden cap.
Yeah, decent game management at the end there by Forfeit, just knowing if they kept Juxta alive, that they weren't going to lose 3 rounds in that just over a minute. So smartly played, they just kept the combo nice and safe, didn't overextend with them, didn't risk it for a biscuit, and it means we are going to go to a golden cap, as you say.
Indeed, so we're going to see what kind of strategies they want to deploy here. That was a very, very close game in the end, but can't help but feel like Forfeit may have fumbled it a little bit at the end there. They were 3-1 in the lead, and TF2Easy managed to bring it back. I think that TF2Easy eventually got their mojo on, or Forfeit got maybe a little bit overexcited and gave it away a little bit, but overall, well played to both teams. I'm very interested by the whole strategy of everyone seeming to want to do the meta of holding last and never pushing out.
Yeah, we saw very little action on second at all through the full 30 minutes, maybe a minute total on second. So interesting to see. It was very, the mid fights started off very decisive for Forfeit, and then TF2Easy got their act together, changed it up a little bit of adaptation, and won the last few, which they really, really needed to do, because if they didn't with that last mid fight, it would have, or the second last mid fight even, they would have been done for. So a good time for them to fix things, and if that carries over to the golden cap, it will be good news for them.
Yeah, see what they can do. But you in the chat, we want to know what you think. Say 1 if you think TF2Easy are going to win. Say 2 if you think the Frenchies are going to win. Press 3 if you think D-Mall is far too French for his own good.
I'm hoping to see some 3s.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think we're going to see too many push out from last at this stage. We saw, TF2Easy even with 4 picks, because they didn't have the Uber advantage, they felt that wasn't enough. So as I pointed out a bit before, it was Forfeit. They could go for 4-mans, they could go for 2-3-man sacks. They knew as long as they kept Juxta alive, kept Juxta safe, made sure he wasn't getting forced, that TF2Easy were never really likely to push out, never really going to take an opportunity. You have to think that, it also depends how much you trust your last hold, because TF2Easy definitely trusted theirs, other than that first initial slip up where they let get too much cap time. They were pretty solid, and then Forfeit maybe just it was later in the game that they did a similar kind of slip up where the Eagle was just able to run in and get an easy cap. So if you can avoid that happening, the last hold has been difficult to break otherwise.
Yeah. Well, let's see what I want to do here. If you've only just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Winter Showdown. It was week number 4 for the Premiership division. Forfeit versus TF2Easy as the match. Was a 3-3. We're going to a golden cap. We're just waiting for the players to be ready, basically. Everyone's talking about what strats they want to do and all kinds of other things. I don't think we have had a ready up, a Chad instant ready up from Forfeit. The Frenchies definitely feeling it, but see what they're going to do. I would say this is definitely an upset in terms of things. I think everyone would have been saying, TF2Easy were going to be the team to take this one in convincing fashion, since this is their map pick, Dave, we might add.
Yeah, I mean, everyone had said they'd looked very, very good on Gullywash in previous games. Forfeit's definitely brought something new to the table on mids, at least at the start. And yeah, TF2Easy weren't quite ready for those first 3 mids there. Their mid strategy just wasn't working at all. They were getting super countered. The Frenchies were just very strong as a blob on the mid on the mid fights, and they adapted a little bit, but the tf2easy they'll be super happy with the points that have already been dropped. But I think at the end of the day, it's looking like an even matchup. It looks like either team could win.
Indeed. I'm going to bring this one back, Dave. You got a favourite ice cream?
Favourite ice cream? Coconut.
Yeah. Coconut ice cream? That's a good answer. I don't think I've had coconut ice cream before.
It's really good. It's just subtle, It's basically vanilla, but just a little bit of flavour there.
Just a little bit of flavour. What about you, JMax? Mint choc chip. That's a bold statement.
Oh, he likes all the flavour, it seems.
All the flavours, yeah. Just mint choc chip's a good one. Not gonna lie, I think mint choc chip gets a lot of flack for how good it is. I was gonna say I'm a big fan of the old salted caramel now.
Yeah.
I refuse, Wandom. I'm not gonna start the game. I'm the one holding chat hostage. Don't you know?
We will talk about ice cream until the end of time.
Yeah. This is an ice cream stream now, okay?
But I guess predictions from you then, Lucky. Who are
predictions from me?
Oh,
you're asking who you want to get caster cursed. This is why I avoid this. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to say it anyway. I'm going to curse him into the dirt. I think tf2easy eventually, because, my boy Morale over there, he's so good. He's so good at the game. I want to see him get some big fat dubs during the season. So, don't press the F4 button. We're going live. We're heading into our golden cap, guys. Good luck. Have funs in the chat. And we're going to be making our way into the first mid. This time around, I was watching Naspo in the first mid. Going to be watching Deli this time around. He's making his way down in towards the mid, and nice speedy rollout in towards the choke. Gonna land and get that health pack. Nubby in a little bit fast, kind of beefs the jump a little bit, and Ron's managed to get him to drop down as well, so you know that he's there. Bruisman going to be going in for a little bomb into his own elbow, though, as a little bit of a fakey. And Ron's going to be coming up, drop down, goes down pretty much immediately, trades out for Josh. Rockets into Nikki, though, and QB's going to run up through elbow onto June, finds the kill, and now they've got the problem of Nubby in the choke. The pincer maneuver is happening. Juxta's kind of caught in, manages to skip out just a little bit. Nubby's still above the choke. They get the cleanup. He goes down. Aliens, one of the last men standing, a respawner for Rons, who died very early in the mid-fight, 16 HP to his name, and he's just going to try and slip out here. Rons has rejoined the fight. Nubby's going to be bombing back in towards his own team. June's caught a respawner, so now they are going to have to play with.
Yeah, slightly scrappy stuff, you have to say. I have to wonder if maybe trying to back out Big Door would have been a better option by full fence. They knew Nubby was behind. They knew that was always going to be a threat. They probably didn't fancy the opportunity for tf2easy to chase them down that Big Door, but they ended up just walking back into Nubby, I'm afraid.
And now they have got the slight hand to play with, so we'll see what they want to do here. Looks like Big Door is the poison of choice. Deli is already there, though. He started layering up those sticky bombs, so they're going to have to start trying to clear those before they get anything going here. And June actually goes down to 9 HP from Ron's coming in from behind. So this is looking a little bit precarious, and they're going to have to slow things down just a little bit. And they aren't going to be able to use this again towards last, but they are pressuring heavily now. Josh goes down. They do manage to pick up 3, though, as Deli also dead. They're going to start getting through main by the looks of things. This Uber ad is 10% ad. They're running in with the Uber. They just need to find any kills. They take it off on Morale. He gets bombed on the point, receives a flash. The Uber comes up for Jux, so they use it out immediately on this point. Morale's going to get caught in. But June is going to start building up the supercharge as fast as possible to see what advantage they can get. And it's looking like a juicy little 9% ad. Oh.
Huge stuff. Deli is at the moment just zoning them out, but that's what's going to actually trade for QB. That was pretty important final pipe. Keeps them in this, at least in the second round, as we've seen before. Full fence. They're not going to want to make too much of that. The 1-for-1 trade isn't going to work for them. We're going to see Nubby try and make something happen. Nicky's jumping in, there's a bomb in. Pick up Alien Smiley, but Jux is nice and safe.
Did you see how Alien died?
No, not really.
He just got double directed over a sentry gun.
Jeez.
Like, both of them just hit him right in the face. Nubby's got such, sniper level accuracy with these rockets. But the push out is coming out second, though, and QB is on the high ground with Juxta. They're going to opt to run back away, though. Nubby is currently spy checking. I thought it was... Oh, never mind. He's committing. I smell baguettes and espionage. And that's not just 4 fence.
About to see if there's going to be any spy checking from the Frenchies side. It looks like they haven't, so they're not fully aware, but he's going to have to run past this Pyro who...
Oh my god,
walks into a sentry gun, gets body blocked briefly by the sentry gun, but now he's in, he gets and he gets Smiley as well.
That's insane! Oh my god, they're making their way in. They use out the Uber straight away. The soldier bomb comes in, but it's too late. Brugeman's jumping into River. I have no idea why. He's doing nothing at all. He's dead as well. Ronz is basically the last man here, and QB also, but they've got Deli in behind the point. They've stickied up absolutely everything. QB goes down. They've waited too long. The respawners have come in. Ronz is getting in with a buff, and he's going to go on to Morale. He gets that kill, and tf2easy have apparently fumbled it, and they're losing everyone. The cap is coming in, though, as Nasboy's eventually made his way into the last bomb onto the point. Good damage has been dealt. He's coming back in, but can't do anything, as June can't manage to clean this one up.
Yeah, Jugster had to jump on the point to save it. There's a soldier underneath as well. They do pick up Nubby. They do keep themselves in the game, but June has been able to run out with 55% and advantage once more. Offense are going out towards second. They're going to try and contest it. They're going to try and fight it dry. Which might be smart, but they don't have the most buffs. They don't have the most heals. Ronz is going to get cleaned up above the trick. They're still going to take the fight, but Brugeman is buffeted back as well. Very, very, very weak. Deli doesn't have as many stickies up as he would have liked. He's now putting a trap up, but Uber is up for June here.
Yep, they're going to just use out pretty much immediately, run in through main onto QB. He's going to get pushed back into the spawn door. The sentry gun does go down, but all they've managed to get with the Super so far is just positioning. They've got one player on the rim, and as Heavy is now out of one side with the Tommy Slav. He's going to drop down to the low ground in his little spam pocket. He goes down pretty much immediately. Nubby trades out. It's 2 for 2 right now as one other player goes down. That's going to lose morale. The Pyro just reflecting everyone away. They get the beam back onto Nikki. Nasboy pushed away. QB the last man standing. Can he clean this one up? The answer is no. It's going to be a golden cap win. tf2easy going to take map 1.
Very, very nice stuff from the tf2easy. Just Nasboy and Nikki playing perfect positions to clean up everyone as they drop down to the point. There's nice pressure on the point. Everyone was just a duck there to be shot, and Nasboy and Nikki did it very well. But the interesting thing for me there was the push out from full fence. They knew they had big disadvantage. They knew they had the opportunity to push out, try and take the dry fight, but the spawns came up. And then what it meant was, because they didn't lose too much on second, but they didn't have those off classes up for last, and tf2easy converted it very, very nicely.
Yeah, very, very nice stuff in the end there. They're going to take away 2 points for this official so far, 1 point for full fence, and I mean, going forwards here, we're moving into Reckoner. It is going to be the Frenchies map, but we have got some logs for you, ladies and gentlemen. Some wonderful numbers to look at. Aren't you excited? Is there anything that leaps out at you on these logs, Dave? First thing you notice?
A lot of frags for Nikki.
Yeah, it's quite a few. 26, that's a big number, especially for scouts on Gullywash. We always hear about how Gullywash is a little bit harder for scouts than it is for most of the other classes. And, 26 is a pretty big number. But he did spend most of the time on last. I mean, how many of those were NG kills? Let's have a look, shall we? 5. So not that many.
5 kills, 6 assists, and 0 deaths on the engineer. So
best NGKD in Prem.
Off class with the season award. Early opportunity
Early
for Nikki to go for that. Yeah. But yeah, lots of damage from Nasboy as well. A lot more than Deli, and to be honest, a lot more than anyone else on this server. I mean, it was a lot stuck on last, but that means that his. I guess it's probably his defensive spam was doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
On that last point.
I mean, he did have that sticky trap in water, which was like 5 stickies, and whoever dead that on was dealing a lot of damage. So, I mean, yeah, picking up the top damage in the server there. But also we had varying deaths on Medic as well. We had 8 for June and 12 for Juxta, so 4 difference on the old med stats there. And also, I've got to point out, the healing for this game was absolutely insane. The amount of heals that got pumped out from both medics, we're looking at, goddamn, 1,248 a minute for June.
Yeah, everyone was nice and healthy. No one was lacking heals, really. And yeah, when you've got that spam going up from both sides, there was always healing to be done.
Yeah, very, very nice stuff. The one drop from Juxta that kind of was the nail in the coffin almost, even though they fumbled the first one. June manages to escape out of the last, and they convert it in the end. So the one drop did matter. Nubby pulling out the bag for tf2easy yet again, the absolute playmaker of the team, it would appear, the guy that gets things done. But moving on now, moving into record. 30 minutes back on the clock, we got another map heading our way. Any ideas about how this one's going to go?
Oh, well, we talked about it a bit beforehand. The French scene in general plays this map a lot more than everyone else has the last few years. So you'd have to say they have an edge just based on that, based on it being a bit uncertain. It's always a map we've seen upsets on. I don't know if you remember the old low panda beating Froyo on this map.
Yep.
Classic stuff.
Classic.
So I'd probably say full fence maybe have the edge, but tf2easy did get their groove together at the end of that last map.
Yeah, well, record has been an interesting one, and I'm always interested to see how Prem players play on Reckoner, because it's not had as much time in the seasons as much as Gullywash or Snakewater or the product has had. In terms of freshness, it's a relatively fresh new map to the thing, and I feel like after it had a little bit of changes here and there on the map, it became a staple in the season. I'm happy to see it. I actually think it's a really fun map as well. Out of all the maps you can have, I don't think people complain that often as much as they used to when they have to play Reckoner. I think it's a more enjoyed map.
I do remember why it got taken out, though. It got taken out because there were so many round resets in Prem a couple of years back. It was back when we had that 10-minute timer.
Yeah.
This was the map that consistently went to 10 minutes. There have been a few changes. I don't think too much that affects the last point, really.
They increased the size of the door in main.
Right. So does that just make the alley bomb easier?
Yes.
Okay, well, I hope we see some alley bombs at least.
Yeah, let's see some demo skip jumps. I'm getting flamed in chat right now. Bumfree's and wandering around for blood.
Not what you want to see.
Not what you want to see.
Watch casters.
What?
Bad predictions.
Yeah, bad predictions.
Bad slagging off the Frenchies.
Yeah.
QB has been absolutely popping off all season, and he's going to win Scout of the season. That's my prediction.
The ultimate cast, very base. But we have nearly got everyone on the server. I assume Josh has gone to go get a Guinness. He's Irish, isn't he? Yeah, he's gone to go get a Guinness after that one because very relatively stressful game. But anyway, moving on to more ice cream talk. If you can tell us in the chat which ice cream that you like the most, then we can talk shit about what your favorite ice cream is, or compliment you on what your favorite ice cream is. But as I was saying before, salted caramel is a good one, although it does vary between brands.
Yeah, I feel like salted caramel, they either get it right and it's very, very nice, or they get it very wrong and very cheap and it's horrendous.
Not good at all. Yeah. We've got some pistachios, we've got bourbon chocolate. I think pistachios, I was just saying the other day that I've not had pistachio before.
Sorry, I have to cut this off. Someone said pineapple and pizza ice cream. They need to be banned.
Can we ban them, please? Put them in the bin. Come on. That's not allowed. Banana ice cream as well. That's a good one. I like banana ice cream. That's it depends on how it's usually done. Usually it's banana flavoring, because if you put bananas into ice cream, usually bad things happen, but still good. Yeah, mint choc chip is getting a good showing today, I would say.
I'm just going to retry to the server because I've got the red soldier appearing on the blue side, which is always a funny bug.
Yeah, you need to get yourself a more HUD, because it has all the buttons on the thing, so you can just click button and it fixes it. Strawberry shortcake ice cream. That sounds poggers. That's a good one. Big on the ice cream around. Orange creamsicle. Is that more of a sorbet though? Or orange sorbet. Not ever heard of that before either. These are good. I'm enjoying ourselves. But anyway, Waiting for both teams to get ready. They're taking an absolute age, ladies and gentlemen. I apologise for the delays as per usual, but Prem players, you know what they're like. They've gone for fag breaks and stuff. They don't know what they're doing. They're doing a LAN. They go and get loads of cigarettes in. Deli dropping the Z's. And then we're going to be live in 90. Apparently STV is doing his thing. Yeah. So we are heading on to Reckoner. It is the Frenchies map pick coming in next. If you've missed the action so far, it's 1-0 to tf2easy. They're currently leading this, but a golden cap win, so very, very close in the series all in all, but losing out crucial points. But I don't think this really matters too much for tf2easy, given that they have won every single official so far, so they are going to be at 1 point down now, unless they lose this next map to Forfence, who've been looking very, very solid in the last game that we just saw.
Yeah, it also potentially means that they'd have to beat Witness to overtake them as top seed, but I don't think it's going to stop them getting playoffs.
Yeah, I think I can't remember quite how many points they have, but this might be playoffs for them anyway. If they win a map here, I think they just get playoffs.
But yeah, it's not a certainty. Reckoner, obviously a bit different, French favourite map, and as we say, it's been very, very close so far. So I'm really interested to see how the Frenchies approach mids, because they've had very impressive mids on a lot of maps. Witness paid tribute to how good their Metalworks mids were. So maybe they have something even more creative for Reckoner.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going live as we're heading into Reckoner for our Week 4 maps between tf2easy and Forfence. I'm going to be following Mr. Nasboy on the way to the mid and see what he manages to do. And he's going to be heading in towards Toxic. Going to pick up that pack and make his way in towards the mid. And he's going to get mirrored here by Deli. And they're getting nice and aggressive on each other very early on. Josh to move into position here. Both soldiers just moving around. High bombs coming out. Bruceman's going in high. They've got one going in low into Toxic. They get the soldiers bombing into them. Forfence doing some good damage so far. They're going to kill off onto both medics. It's going to be a 3 versus 4 situation with tf2easy slightly on top. Both teams have traded sides of mid, however, and Morale's just in on top of the soldier. Nice throw from Bruceman, though. Beautiful stuff, but they are going to wipe in the end.
Yeah, really nice stuff. I mean, I think that was really smart from tf2easy. They saw that Rods went in behind. They saw other people were stuck in their cargo. So the 5 combat classes just charged forward across the point, cleaned up all the frags. They left June to die. They knew that was going to happen, but when 3 people are committed just to killing June, and then you end up with just a 5v3, very, very easy to convert.
Oh, you've got to check those boys. They don't check Nasboy. They see him in Toxic, and they just det the sticks. Like, they don't even check the stickies. But looks like, by the way, this Ubrad, it's going to matter in the end, but it is a June Crits Krieg.
Yeah, it's now a Crits Krieg ad. I mean, he was going to be ad anyway, but now it's much, much larger. They have a much larger window to play with. I don't think it's been checked. I haven't seen any spy stuff. We do have a sniper up. We do have an engineer up. Both classes that do well against the crits, but that's
it! Oh, he gets 2! He gets QB and Deli straight away! They're picking stickies across this mid. The sentry gun's still alive, however, good damage onto Bruceman, who catches a crit sticky in the face and somehow lives. And they're going to start getting on top of this point. It's a 4v6 situation for them, and it's not looking great. They're on the low ground. They do get the first kill from around. Nice enough bomb from Ron. Stickies are all over the point there, so they get that off. And looks like got players going down everywhere. Juxta's running onto the point, defending as long as he can. And unfortunately, the spoilers do not come in time, and it's going to be 1-0.
Yeah, just nuke from Josh getting launched miles in the air, but getting 2 kills with a downwards rocket. But it's just a small thing. I don't think they checked on the spy. The previous, that previous golden cap, there was the Nubby spy that wasn't checked either. So no spy checking for the Frenchies has bit them twice now this game.
Coming into another mid fight. Let's see what they're going to do here on the side of Forfence. Bruceman got in front of the high bomb. Josh beefs his jump. Nubby hits his jump. They're going to be flying on top of June straight away. June with a little bit of a juke, but not managing to do much else. And Juxta does manage to survive for a long time there, but Nicky with the chase does manage to find the frag, and now it's a 3v4, but on the other side this time, tf2easy with the player disadvantage, but they find Deli, nice field focus fire there, Morale eventually going down, now it's Josh versus 2, he gets cleaned up by QB in the end, and that's going to be a team wipe for tf2easy, the 4 French team going to be winning this one.
Yeah, this time they just took it from a little bit further back, the Frenchies. They just waited for the aggression across the point, and then the double bomb came in, and it meant they cleaned up June much, much quicker and kept their soldiers alive for the tail end of the fight. And they just used that player advantage, and very, very nice. Small margins between these mid-fights, both have been... You know, we used to long circling mid-fights on this map at times in previous seasons, but this time it's nuclear stuff.
Yeah, I think we've kind of devolved into a full send it meta, you know, on a lot of maps where we just kind of absolutely go for it on the mids and just see how much damage we can do in a single mid fight. But now we've got a bit of a stalemate going on. First one of the map by the looks of things, and yeah, just everyone's going to be chilling out. We're going to see what Forfeits want to do here. It's their opportunity to send some sacks in, see what they want to do. Looks like they're going to be bringing their heels over towards Cargo. Brugeman looking for an angle to just jump in through this doorway. It is currently stickied. So, oh no, it's not stickied. In fact, they're stickied elsewhere. So he's in for free. Bombing in nice and high, but doesn't quite find anyone here. Has to jump all the way back towards lower, and it's going to get cleaned up immediately by Mickey. And soldier bombs coming in from Nubby just to delay anyone else trying to get through that doorway. So they do get the one pick and see what they want to do here.
Yeah, I don't quite know where Brugeman was going with that bomb. It looked like a fake bomb, but his exit wasn't the smartest. He just kind of landed behind the greenhouse and had nowhere really to leave. The Cargo was sticking off, couldn't get himself back out through under. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, he's going in. He knows there's an opportunity for him to leave, but not too much happening at the moment. And no off-class once more by the Frenchies.
Yep, everyone's just deciding to chill. But once again, interesting from tf2easy. They've decided that they don't want to send any sacks. Brugeman has managed to find an angle, though, and has managed to slip in behind. And Nubby going down here. Brugeman eventually gets cleaned up by Morale on the backlines, but that's allowed Forfeits to just get in here. And now it's a perfect opportunity if they want to send some kind of trade. Ron's goes in for the bomb, just gets the force instead as he kills off Morale. Now Juxta just does not want to use whatsoever. Just going to hold that Uber for all eternity, and that's why he has to commit for it in the end. You do get the frag and they start heading to last. They've got 2 times currently on this capture. They're going to rotate in towards main just to get rid of that soldier from the pesky doorway. And so got a very early bomb. Josh going to be taking into the space here. On top of this, scout gets flung into the skybox. Josh is going to die for it. Ron's also going down. They got some cat time coming down. They got the heavy up on the point though. It's going to delay this entire thing. Juxta in lobby might get caught here. Morale's going to be running in into 2 players. We can't quite find the medic.
Oh, was he not loaded there, Morale? I really felt he had an opportunity to at least go for that. He's going to play it safe, didn't fancy his chances running straight into a soldier. So they're not going to convert that frag onto Juxta, but yeah, French is just... They tried to make it happen off the one pick, but when you're leaving one behind to cap it, it ends up just being a straight 4v4, and that extra HP coming up on the heavy was crucial for the defenders. So got a little bit ahead of themselves, but you know, worth a try at least.
Indeed. Delhi once again going to use some stickies, getting nice and aggressive over towards Cargo. It is another stalemate, so Brugeman just jumping through once again with the same little bomb, going to be heading in towards rollout, and is going to get directed in the face. 1 HP, he goes down in the end. Nubby is hitting some very, very clean rockets today.
He pretty much always does. Other than that one clip of him missing like a bunch of rockets on that medic from week 1.
Now once again, tf2easy, not going for a counter stack of any kind at all. I mean, just going to be chilling out, relaxing with their buffs. I mean, I'm very interested as to why they don't try and poke anything. They just don't move anywhere. They're just relaxing. It's very boring, guys. I want to see them die. I want to see players flying all over the place. I want to see air shots. God damn it.
Yeah, it's kind of been how they've been playing, how they've played on Gullywash. I mean, it's understandable on Gullywash last, but I think on the second maybe they'd do a bit more, but one soldier trying to make stuff happen, QB takes a ton of damage, doesn't want anything to do with it. At the moment we've got 5 players, actually all 6 players coming around the beam here. Absolutely no one in Toxic at the moment, but if they know there's not going to be any kind of counter sack, I don't know if they even need to watch Toxic.
Yeah, I mean, they could quite easily double sack as well, because there's no one really watching lower like all that much either. They're not watching the angle where the player gets in from, so there's multiple doorways for them to get high bombs to come in here on the side of Forfence. So they are going to send Brugeman on exactly the same path as before, since no one's stopped him, but Junior's just sat in rollout, so She's nice and safe. Rons does go down though on Toxic. They are going to find another one. QB going down. Bruceman's super weak and they're going to start the chase forwards. And Josh has got in behind. He's on Toxic getting that pressure down. He does pick up that pack and eventually gets traded out by Bruceman, who does manage to save himself with a 10 HP rocket as well. So he's going to be fine. Gets arrowed up by his medic. And now they're just going to be wandering in. It's a 4v4 situation. They're looking to trade here. Alien does get the Uber used on him. And it's slightly better for the red team. And that's pointing lots and lots of damage. The blue team are going to be leaving immediately from this one.
Yeah, slightly risky trade. I don't know if they thought tf2easy were out or out of position, but neither was the case. Bruceman is getting actually launched in, but Morale gets that frag on to him. Alien goes down as well. They just walk into a meat grinder and they're trying to rotate away from tf2easy, but tf2easy are ready for it.
They are indeed, and now making their way in towards mid. tf2easy, going to see what kind of space they can get. High bomb coming in from Nubby. Kind of scuffs it a little bit, doesn't really get the trajectory he wants. As a result, he's going to go super low ground, and Josh also not really finding anything at all. He's got back through lower. He's getting chased out by QB, and now full fence on the offensive. Looks like they want to go in here, but they're also weak. Ron's getting cleaned up. Morale finds two, though. Gets QB as well on this flank. Goes in towards Deli now. Morale just running in doing so much damage.
Yeah, he sensed that there was about 5 players with about 10 health between them, and he activated. That was his time to charge forward. Then he saw Deli was over 30 health and decided not to press the issue.
He was like, there's too much HP on this man. I can't possibly do it all on my own, but you know, once again, another stalemate, exactly the same place as before, and it's been 10 minutes and Alien has 4 points.
That's nonsense, to be honest. But we're actually close to a round reset. I mean, it's been a little bit back and forth, but just a minute left on the road timer.
It's happening, and a headshot comes out. QB's decided he's going to snipe this time. I wasn't paying attention, and looks like now they got Juxta drops the Uber. Nasboy eventually gets the sticky truck kill onto him as they don't clear any stickies at all, as has been the case for both of Juxta's deaths in this game. QB runs in though and finds the headshot immediately, swinging in through lower, and that's going to counteract most of the stuff they're going to try and do here, because now they're going to try and get back onto mid. Juxta has respawned, and they're going to start sending players, but the respawns might be slightly better for the French side.
That's how it goes. 4 minutes of just meticulous probing and prodding, and then a minute left and absolute cloud show comes in. They're trying to battle towards mid here, but I think despite having to leave a player on the low ground to cap, they still need to leave on the low ground to cap, right? Or have we moved on now with the rest of them?
It's still low ground, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, very good times. But we've had a flip-flop. tf2easy now on the offensive, and Juxta does have a small lad to play with at 20%, so they're going to be desperately building this one. Bomb comes in very early from Nubby on towards Juxta, and he does get the rocket in the end. Oh my god, he slipped the last one out, and it hit Juxta in the face, so Uber advantage swings over to tf2easy.
Yeah, just tune. Nice and safe. Playing on the high ground. Has Nasboy 2 scouts around her, so very, very safe. Coming up to 90%. They could push the buffs are now off. For the Frenchies. Juxta isn't quite there. Oh, Roger's going to go in. He's going to catch Morale, who would have been the target of the Uber most likely. And now you can see already tf2easy backing up. They don't have their pocket scout ready to take the Uber in. So they're probably going to wait for his respawn. Bronze trying to make something happen lower, but does get caught by Nikki.
Yeah, they're going to head towards lower. Looks like this is the call. Josh is just leading the charge. He's going to get buffed up. They're going to start moving in. Stickies this time have not been checked just yet. They've got stickies on the edge of this point here. Nikki dies to them, of course. He spots them and is like, oh, there's stickies here, and dies immediately.
Yeah, but just the one casualty for them taking this point is going to be fine. They're probably going to respect the fact that Juxta is going to be close to, but they do have an opportunity maybe to move it towards the last, but Nubby is in. It's actually just a fake, a big debate. It does get cleaned up, and all he found out was that there is a sentry gun which Alien's not going to move.
He is going to move that one out of the way. Now that it has been spotted and they know where it is, he's going to move it into the counter main bomb spot, where it's kind of hard to shoot. Headshot rings out from QB onto Josh, who's currently occupying lobby. Gets 2 rocketed by Rons in the end, and he goes down. Rons with a counter sack. Gets cleaned up immediately, and now they're going to start moving in towards lobby and seeing what kind of space they can take. But Nubby currently on the sniper, making his way in to see what he can do here.
Yeah, Bridgman pressuring main. He's gonna take a risk. He eats a body shot from Nubby, but doesn't go down for it. He's gonna now wait for an arrow. There's stickies above. There's left door that they're trying to prod in from the generator area. Just trying to find some kind of angle for Nubby. He's had a split-second shot here and there, but not able to convert anything. And that seems to be the full plan. Just kind of jumping around, not firing anything off, trying to get a little bit of information, but it's all on Nubby.
Yep, Nubby just swinging in through that top right door and nearly hits the headshot. And looks like both snipers, they're having a standoff right now. No one really wants to peek. Nubby is transferring doorways though. Heading over towards that left-hand side, he's in the door, and Rons goes in for a counter jump and pushes him back away. Headshot comes out onto Josh as well, jumps back, gets a pack, and headshot comes out to Rons, so first frag there.
I don't know if he was aiming for Rons or if he was aiming for the QB behind him, but either way, he does get the headshot kill. He gets another one onto Bridgman as well. That's
two.
Both soldiers down. That's all that's about. He gets a third.
Oh my god.
Snipe. There's an engineer in his sights as well, but they're just going to go in and trade him. He gets another headshot onto the respawning soldier Nubby, popping off, hitting every single headshot.
Oh, he gets another one! Oh no! This is exactly what I need, man. When I said it last time in the last map, I just say Nubby played so well because of his raw playmaking talent. This is exactly what I mean. He just like gets 3 headshots, map's over. GG, go next. It's 2-0, and we're heading to another mid.
That was just all Nubby, but obviously the important thing is once you take out those soldiers, that completely reduces the spam, and that gave so much space on that large midpoint, and Nubby took full use of it.
Indeed, and now heading into another mid fight. They're going to see what they can do here on the side of the French team, and it's going to be a rinse and repeat. Now we're going in for a high bomb, low bomb from Bronze, high bomb from Bridgman. They go in once again. June gets super weak, Nasboy weak as well. They're just going to try to heal up in this corner. Josh and Nikki have managed to run in behind. They get the kill onto Juxta, but QB in front gets the kill onto June. And Nasboy going down as well. Nikki, the last man standing. See what he can do here. He is currently in Toxic in a 1v2 situation. He tries to get on top of the scout. Unfortunately, gets pinged around by rockets and goes down to the direct from Bridgman.
Yeah. It was, again, kind of messy, completely 2 separated fights, one of which the Frenchies just kind of defended themselves nicely, Delhi did, and one of which QB just absolutely rolled 3 gamers, so because of that, full fence have got the midpoint, but they're moving to second, and Delhi gets dumpstered.
Delhi gets put in the bin, but Ron's is on the medic, so the big frag is there. Juxta is still alive, but Alien's just going to run in. He wants this fight. They get the kill, and now it's a 2v1 effectively in terms of fragging classes. Juxta has stuck the beam firmly up Alien's behind, but the flank is coming in. Nubby's getting that pressure down, making sure that they can't really get in through the doorway without getting flanked.
Yeah, just going to back up play the heroes, play the Uber advantage as well. Delhi is now back in action. He's going to want to go forward. Rotating through cargo. They see there's not too much pressure on second. They have to worry maybe about some kind of soldier bomb happening, but Ailey's just going to run in and find Nubby, who was on the sniper trying to go for a cheeky play, but they already got position. Towards last, just got 1 guy to cap and 5 to push 90% up for Jux, so they're already moving in.
It looks like they're going to be taking it in. They still haven't had to use out the Zuba just yet. 30% of damage still left for them, but they're going to get Josh very, very early on. Maybe he gets popped out. They're just doing the same players. Aliens to the cap point there. I think that's so dumb. He just stands on that little lip of high ground. He can still cap it from. Stupid.
Yeah, there's really nice stuff there by the bench. Just taking all the space, catching Nubby out. I mean, I think Nubby, he's feeling sniper from that last round. That was not the time to go it. The Frenchies were moving too fast for that to work, and yeah, just great transitions from them.
Now heading into another mid fight, and it's now 2-1 as the scoreline. Full fence responding very briefly, and Bridgman going for another high bomb, just sending himself for it, and good damage once again. Nasboy and June getting munched on every single mid, but June receiving the exact same fake and they go down as well. But June somehow has managed to survive this entire thing and is into lower. I cursed him immediately. Rons gets the bomb in and finds the frag.
I thought Nubby was going to save stuff, but yeah, it's a full wipe. June does go down. But still, very, very nice stuff from tf2easy. They're going to cap second. They're already moving into second. Cap mid, sorry. Already moving to second and already got some gamers in last. Team Nubby provided a bit of spam, and Josh is going to go for the hide. But QB is ready for him.
So Josh going down. Very, very sad. As Rod's going in for a bomb, going to go into... Oh my god, Nasboy he's dead. He's very dead. But now they've got 2-player advantage. Josh is going to catch a respawn though on the forward spawn, so he's going to have crit hills ready to go up to 300 immediately for this impending push. As Forfen's going to be launching themselves in. Looks like they are just going to target this flank. It's just going to get cleaned up here on the side, but they do manage to find 2 as they get in here. Deli overextends a bit, and Ron's also going down. The Ubers are still even. Nubby tried to get in behind for a bit of a flank play, but now both teams are going to have to start delaying as they're down 2 for both, and neither teams have Uber, and they both want to sit back where they are.
Yeah, slightly interesting. I would have expected tf2easy to at least try and make something. They did have Nasboy up, and Deli was on a long respawn still, but I guess they don't fancy too much aggression happening with neither of their soldiers there ready to go. So just going to slow down. There's still a round up. There's still a decent amount of time for stuff to turn around. At the moment, Butcher is getting a little bit zoned out by Nasboy, but Deli is there. But the bank bomb coming in from Nubby gets some damage out to Juxta, but no dice in terms of a force.
I smell espionage, Dave.
Is that another Frenchman?
It's another Frenchman, yeah. We've got another Frenchman in the server, making his way in. QB up on the spy. See what he can do, and if tf2easy can smell baguettes, then they'll know that there's a spy in the server, because that's how you identify it, ladies and gentlemen. Just sniff the air, and if you smell baguettes, there's definitely a spy around. But he's going to see the Nubby on the sniper, so that's good information also to pass on to the rest of his team if he takes his time here with the stab. But for Fence, they're not pressuring really at the moment. They're just kind of waiting, seeing what position they take up. Now, June is in connector, so not really in a prime position for stabbing, because you kind of have to swivel in this location to heal the rest of your team. So now with the decloak running in, no one spotted it. Oh, he whiffs one, but gets the backstab in the end. The backstab comes in, and June drops that Uber.
Yeah, you can whiff as many as you like, as long as you eventually get the frag. Either way, and yeah, second time lucky. It's going to be quite important. They're going to try and bust now. Pick up Josh, who again was going in for a flank. Turns a few heads, but Rons is still beasting. Picks up Nubby. Nicky's running in for a back cap. He's going to turn some heads himself. As back cap is now in, I don't think they're going to be able to add-cap it in mid, but Rons is jumping back. Doesn't really want to duel with heal, but QB is there to clean up, and the mid cap will eventually come in, but he has bought some time. Which is quite important because the Uber have to just rather larger jump start. And now it's even larger.
Oh my deli, he just walks into second. Nubby up on the sniper, does not fear whatsoever, and just kills off Juxta in the doorway there. Sorry, he kills June in the doorway in towards last. So Josh currently sitting on lower, unspotted.
Ready to pounce.
What's he going to do, think? In towards
Deli
Juxta. Does not get the force. Juxta holds it. This man has held every single Uber. Juxta was playing out his goddamn mind, and now they're going to use this Uber to the top left. And this Uber charge is coming in hot and fast. Alien on this point at the moment, and the sentry gun up on the right hand side. They don't manage to clean it up straight away. In fact, there are no frags from this Uber apart from Nasboy on the left, but that Devilman go down is pretty crucial. They're going to sit everyone's left hand side. So much cap time has come down. They're all going to dive on it. Bruceman's still alive somehow, but Juxta basically the last man standing, and he's going to go down to Ron's in main. But this sentry gun just never died, Dave.
Yeah, Rons wanted the arrow at the end of that. I don't know if it would have mattered with that sentry gun still alive, but would have at least had the opportunity. Just sadly missing the arrow. Could probably blame the map, to be honest. But either way, they're going to try and fight this. They're going to clean Nubby up on the point. Josh is low as well. And they're on to Nance point jumping in. Rudgman is cleaned up, but Alien is really, really deep. They're committing here, the Frenchies, but have they bitten off more than they can chew?
Yeah, it seems like it. And Juxta is already walking back. They need to get a bow onto him, but unfortunately, they lose Rons in the meantime. Juxta retreating out of cargo as fast as he can with his tail between his legs. But Nasboy, he's going in for a jump, bombing in towards the point, trying to get Stickies down, but unfortunately, QB just batters him back away across the point. And he's not going to be able to do anything here onto this med. But looks like we've got a bit of a mid-fight ensuing, but forward spawn is currently up for 4 fence, and Nubby has managed to slip in behind in the meantime. Nicky might be caught in here. Does go down to a pipe from Deli.
Look how aggressive. Delhi literally just walks forward, stands in front of the whole enemy team. But the Uber is out, and they absolutely destroy Juxta. They're just going to run back, try and keep June alive. There's Alien in the backlines. Bruchman gets very close. Oh, gets June so low. So low. 4 health for June.
No,
taking the pistol.
The winger just comes out, gets the cleanup. Now QB is also going to die here in the backlines. It looks like he does eventually go down. Now the fortunate thing for Forfence that Rons and Juxta did get the same respawn queue. So they're going to be able to start building that Uber charge up, but it's not going to be a very big ad. It's going to be about a 10% ad. They're going to wait for June as well. So now they get this big capture through, and most forward spawners for Forfence, but not enough to make a push happen, as they do get 2 delayed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the French mix factor on this map, but it seemed like a double mix. This has been every opportunity the last 5 minutes or so that the Frenchies have had to push. They've really gone for it. We had a 10 minutes of warming up, and now it's been all action.
Oh no. Speaking of action, we've got Action Man himself, QB. He's doing some espionage. Now the thing is, does June know about this? They know that they were all in the respawn queue, but maybe they're so stressed out at this point that the spy is not exactly on their minds. June is not rotating around, looking around whatsoever.
Ooh.
Now looks. Now is spinning around a bit. And they're pressuring really hard, so they know something is up.
I wonder if they heard the footsteps moving.
Maybe. I think they're very, very much aware, because there's so much pressure coming out from Forfence that they can't just be doing nothing.
Yeah, because June didn't turn around for a long time there, and then suddenly QB gets very close to going for the decloak. And June's turning on a dime.
Yeah, bad decloak there from QB. Decloaks when a scout is looking directly at him, not exactly what you want, but it's going to be now in the respawn queue. They do manage to get Nubby as a return kill as well on the side of Forfence, who tries to go in and do something but can't really do anything there. So heading back to another stalemate now. They weren't expecting to go spy twice. Nope, he's back to scout.
Yeah, I guess we're not going to see the double spy sadly. Was worked out once, didn't work out the second time. Probably smart to give it a rest now, allow it to come back maybe later on in the game, because they're definitely going to be checking their backs, and because everyone's going to be checking their backs for the next few minutes or so, maybe they can get in from the front.
Maybe indeed. Nubby did a check. Okay, I see. Yeah, both teams want to chill out here. We've got 4 minutes 20 remaining on the map timer, and this second point appears to be getting closer and closer to a round reset timer. Oh, one thing I've just spotted, by the way, is Nubby currently on man-treads.
Okay, and I've seen Uber just taken straight in through cargo. They're going to clean up Josh, but it's been nicely kited by tf2easy until just about now. Now they're launching themselves in Nazboy. Is going to have QB in his sights, but not going to be able to clean up that frag. And June's caught lower in a very, very awkward position. Alien's going to run in and finish her off. But there's not too many gamers available by the Frenchies. Juxta and QB, the two left alone. QB having to play pocket scout for a little bit more action going on. And you can see Nikki and Moreau want to chase, want to go deep. But the heals are up for QB and he wants to find us.
Yeah, repush coming in, Bruceman through the shadow very, very early on. They got to clear up these stickies to afford Juxta some space, but Josh in lower, jumping up onto the point, good damage onto Juxta, can't quite find the rockets, Juxta's super weak. It just needs, oh, the spy gets bumped, and unfortunately Nikki just runs in, gets that up, and they know that Nubby is up on, they know Nubby's on spy, right? Please tell me they remembered.
They completely ignored it and nearly went for the stuff.
Juxta's going to get killed on the forward spawn, isn't he?
I wonder if this has been practiced. This is not something
he's on
you
pyro.
classically go for.
Nah, they see the spy. He's healing the spy! Oh, no! He heals the spy and he backstabs him! No way! I can't believe it, man. He heals him, he looks at him, and he stabs him in the back. Oh my god.
The scout shot him as well. He shot him on once and they just left him. What is going on?
I can't, Dave. I can't. Oh my god.
Moving towards with Robs with a big bomb in, does get the force out of June. so he's going to equalise things. Budger's going to get caught as well. They're both soldiers down here for offence, and they're going to back up to second. They've lost Alien as well, which isn't good news. QB is he playing Pocket Scout now? What's going on? I don't know what's happened to Alien. He's just completely...
He's in the respawn queue. He's having a rough one this game, I think. In this official in general, he's had a bit of a rough one. But Deli walking in, like you mentioned before, definitely overextending there and not really finding much. We got a spy again. So he whips out the revolver. They get the kills of Jugster. They clean out over all this point. Oh, nice direct finds too. Josh and Nubby go down, but Alien up on the scout has waddled through rollout and is now looking for a flank. He's walking in towards lobby. And he runs back into last. Okay, never mind. And the capture time is coming down. Alien's going to get on top of the demo and does manage to get a kill onto Nasboy with the assistance of Deli there with the pipe. They're going to start bombing towards lobby, but seeing what they can do. And loads of spam to the shutter. Deli goes down super weak, and Nasboy is the only casualty so far, but Forfeits there, they've got to do something. This Uber comes through the shutter door. They're going to run it into lobby. They kill Deli off very, very early on. They start flooding this top left area, and there's frags everywhere. Morale goes down as well. Unfortunately, Josh going down. Forfeits are responding very nicely. Brugeman with some great damage. Mickey into lobby. Juxta somehow keeping him alive. And Alien is going to start running in towards this lobby. Gets the eventual cleanup, and Nasboy with the trap. And now everything is turning back on his head as tf2easy are going back into the fight. Never mind. QB2 shots Navi.
QB just runs in, he wants more. Nasboy has been more than ready for him to turn around. Just trying out QB, but Deli is charging forward, barreling in. He's got something to do with Nubby. Rons is getting launched as well. Nicky won't find the fragment, so the arrow came in a clutch fashion. Josh, sorry. Goes in the Nubby with the slam dunk onto Juxta. That's going to be a medic frag now. Everyone's going to chase for June. You can see how far back they already are. They're already back in the toxic, but the chasers aren't. Yeo's going to get caught. June is safe for now, but there's a backup as well.
As the backup comes in, that's going to be the nail in the coffin. Only 13 seconds remaining in this map, and there's not enough time for them to cap out all these points. And Nubby on last with the pain train, taking a 1v1 with Juxta with the melee out. Does manage to get the kill in the end, but that is GG as called. Alien and QB disconnected from the server instantaneously as tf2easy going to take away 3 more points from this official. It's a 5-1 victory in the end for tf2easy.
Interesting stuff, I have to say. There was almost like 2 completely different games going on. There was, long stalemates, and then just moments where it was almost like they were on a shot clock, where particularly Forfeits just wanted to push every micro advantage that they have, and it was fun to watch, and Forfeits tried to make it work, but tf2easy's defensive responses were pretty good. They were rotating well. They were all usually ready. And there were also a couple of times where the French didn't just quite count the Uber correctly and were punished.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be one of the games that we look back on and we think, wow, this game was even for so long, and then it just ends up being one team gets on their game and the next team gets on their game, and kind of flip-flops back and forth, just mistakes being made by both teams, but good things being made by both teams as well. So very, very even game, all in all. But tf2easy, again, taking this away. We've got the logs up on the screen for you, ladies and gentlemen, that you can see. And I've got to give a man of match to Nubby. That guy, holy God, my lord, he was playmaker supreme. It just continues to impress in every single game he plays in. In fact, top damage as the roamer for tf2easy in this map.
Yeah, we see that a few times this season now, Nubby just popping off on certain maps, and this was no different. I also have to say Nasboy was very, very good this map, just always had stickies in the right place, always ready to shut down the correct door. They really tried to force the players, force the hand of tf2easy, but at the end of the day, Nubby, kind of a one-man show, was able to make the plays happen, and it was just about enough to overcome the pretty good teamwork from the Forfeits side.
Fantastic. So yeah, I'm just going to look down at some medic stats as well. Relatively even this game. Justice are 4 more times. Yeah, both medics kind of like the mid fights were like entirely let's go and bomb for the med kind of thing. So medic that's kind of all over the place. But only 1 drop to each other's names. But big difference in Ubers. June had a lot more Ubers, but most of them were like forces or Uber attempt or Uber trades kind of that went bad. So yeah, very interesting on the old med stats there for such a close game. But yeah, all in all, I think if you're full fence, I think you look at this official and you go, wow, we got a point out of it. Very, very close. I don't know how their scrims have been going and stuff, but this is definitely a minor upset in terms of things, I think. I think most people would have seen that tf2easy would have taken this one cleanly.
Yeah, but I think because of how the game went, particularly that Gullywash map where they were 3-1 up with, 5 minutes left to play, they definitely feel that was an opportunity missed. They definitely could have got a lot more points from Gullywash.
Yeah.
And even the second map was pretty close, so to only get 1 point at the end of the day, it was probably about a par result in terms of what you'd expect for the season overall. But with the maps going as they have done, they'll probably be disappointed.
Yeah. We'll have to get some interviews going and ready so we can talk about this particular game on Fully Charged, which will probably happen next Monday, and we cover it off. So stay tuned for that. But we've also got. Have we got any more games this week? What else we got planned? Sunday is a maybe. Let's have a look and see what game we've got then. On Sunday we might have Comedy Shorts Gaming versus Swift. So if either of those teams are in chat, just let us know if you're actually playing that game. But yeah, look forward to that on Sunday, guys. But for now, that's pretty much it for TFTV. Any shoutouts you want to throw out there, Dave?
Shout association.
Fantastic. Shout outs to Bad Juju. Shout outs to TF2Easy and Forfeits for a game. Shout outs to JMaxchill for producing today. Absolutely amazing as usual. Legend. Shout outs to all the other producers like Samus, for example, and Doctor _ legends, all of you. And shout outs to the Rush Boys, the Tantrum Mix Group, and Alien Workshop. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this evening. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace, guys.